So tonight, we are taking a walk and we are enjoying the cherry blossoms to the best of our ability. So this area right here tends to get a little crowded. So we're gonna start off here to the side where there's a slightly less crowded path. We're gonna walk through here. Sumimasen. So how is everybody doing tonight? Hello, hello. Tonight we're going into the heart of it. We're checking out an area that I've promised you guys that I will show you this year at night. I'm doing good. Thanks so much for asking. It's a beautiful night. It's a little colder than it was the other night when we did our stream. But I have a couple surprises for you. Wow, and let me just start off by saying Tim jumping in right at the beginning of the stream with a 15-pound super chat saying it is Friday night, so this is for Strong Zero. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And this time we've made a few changes to the live stream. Thank you so much for that super chat, Tim. Appreciate you getting things kicked off. You see, I don't know if you caught the last live stream, but we just did a cherry blossoms live stream a couple nights ago. And partway through, it just died on us. And so tonight, I've actually upgraded to a different phone, which, if you notice, is not as heavy. And so it is going a little more smoothly. So here we go. So we're gonna start here. We're gonna check out the cherry blossoms around here. There's a beautiful, beautiful temple up here. And then later on in the live stream, we are going to make our way down here to the Shinobazu Pond. And the entire area around here is some of the most beautiful cherry blossoms that you can see in Tokyo. I really enjoy it. And we're gonna do the whole walk tonight. But let's start out with this area over here. So, where is everybody watching from? How are you doing today? How was your week? Leave it in the comments down below. Let's get a bit of a chat going. I'm gonna do what I can to avoid the super crazy path. So right now, because this area can get kind of crowded, they have it divided into this way for it going that way and this way for it coming this way. We're gonna avoid that. We're gonna go off to the side over here where it's just slightly more quiet. And I think I saw Molly in there. Don't let me miss these. Molly Newcomb says, good morning, Norm. So happy to see you doing a live stream again. You rock. Thank you so much, Molly. I really appreciate that. Super glad to have you here, as always. Now, usually this park here tends to be one of the craziest parks for the Hanami season. I love areas like this where you can actually just hang out and sit by the creek here. They've got all the green barriers up, and one of the obvious reasons is they're trying to stop people from sitting down and setting up sheets and doing hanami. Now, in normal years, when you do hanami, people actually come out super early. They will send people from their companies out at like noon to secure a spot with a blue sheet. And they will literally have one of their company's members sit there all day and do absolutely nothing and just guard the blue sheet and hang out there so that when the company comes to do their hanami at night, they have their spot reserved. But we are not supposed to be doing gathered in one spot. It's been made clear that you can gather, you can check out the hanami, but they request you to please keep moving. So we're not going to stay in any one spot too long tonight. Rather, we are going to keep moving and enjoying the sakura. And Helixal Illustrations. Ooh, an illustrator. Your last live stream, you walked through where we stayed in 2019. So cool to say it again. Thanks for being so cool. Well, thank you for watching. Look at this. You can see why everyone stops here and takes pictures. So, I've got the 14mm wide lens on here again tonight. I actually brought another lens that's a little less distorted, but all the lights give it a ton of lens flares and it's actually not wide enough. I brought this one right here. This is the Moment 18mm lens, but I like how the 14mm looks, so we're gonna keep it on there. So, over here, there is a nice Inari shrine with a bunch of gates that you can walk through if you can't make your way down to Kyoto. And actually, just down the road from here, there's another shrine very similarly, but at night they have it gated off. So, important reminders here. Please do not touch the cherry blossoms. It used to be a really big issue having people touch the cherry blossoms. It is just, yeah. I've seen people just flip out on people for touching the cherry blossoms. I have to say, usually this park, I was a little bit worried tonight because it's a Friday night, but typically this park can get so crowded that you can't even walk. Like, you can't even get from one side to the other within a single evening. It gets really crowded. And Annette is in there saying, morning coffee to Norm. Thank you very much. Tomorrow is Saturday morning and I was hoping to go out for a nice coffee. So I will do that. Thank you. I love these streams. Next coffee is on me. Well, you know that one's going to be at lunch because I drink way more coffee than I probably should. So I have to say, I've been really harsh on the number of crowds that have still been gathering in Tokyo. But I'm genuinely impressed to see how well everybody is handling this type of situation. As you can see, it's fairly well spaced out. Everyone's keeping distance. It's actually not too stressful. When I first got into the park, I was like, oh my lord, this is so stressful. There are so many people. This is probably the biggest crowd of people I have been in like the last year or so. But again, everyone's spaced out. And look at these cherry blossoms. So I spent pretty much the entire day in meetings. Right now, Moment, the company that makes that lens that I just showed, is doing the Moment Film Festival, and they have me as one of their creator mentors for their creators that are making documentaries. And so I got to spend the day talking to some really amazing people, like a marine biologist who's hoping to make a documentary in kind of a cyberpunk sci-fi look, an amazing gentleman from Zimbabwe who's making a documentary. But, you know, I feel like I shouldn't give away all their documentaries. It's just really incredible. When all the documentaries are ready, I fully plan on sharing them, because these people and the passion that they have for the work they're doing and the documentaries they're putting together is inspiring even for me. I really appreciate having the opportunity to work with these people and kind of guide them. You know, documentaries are a little bit of a different game. They are a lot of fun, but they require a lot of playing and editing. And the documentaries that they're making, they actually have to make on their cell phones. It has to be an entirely mobile shot documentary. So I'm really interested and curious to see how it all turns out. I think it's going to be a great time. Look at that. Wow, that's some bravery right there, riding the bicycle through the crowd. Woo! I also took a little bit of time to follow up. So if you guys saw the live stream with the snacks, there was the gentleman Tanner in that live stream. And he's actually from Tokyo Treat. And we got to have a bit of a chat today. And I told him I want to be able to give you guys more snack boxes. I want to be able to give away more snack boxes. I'm going to be picking a winner and announcing who won that one pretty soon. And this Sunday, I'm going to be selecting the winner for the Insta360 1x2 360 camera. So keep your eyes on your notifications because I will be letting somebody in the notification squad most likely know whether or not they have won the camera, and then Insta360 is going to ship it directly to them for me. So let's go this way. It's a little darker over here, but I'm interested in seeing what we've got. Let's see if we can pick it up or not. All right, and we got some more super chats in here. One from Ruxandra. That is a really cool name, by the way. I miss Ueno Park. Thank you, Norm. Great host as always. I appreciate that. And Pedro Sanchez says, hi, fan from Brazil. I start taking photos of my city and life because of you. Oh, wow. Thank you. And your videos. Now I am in love. Thanks a lot. You know what? Thank you so much. It's always fun when you can just start documenting your own city, especially knowing that cities themselves change over time so much. Like when I first started making videos of Tokyo, it looks so different than it did back then. I think I did a video maybe 2 years ago called, what was it? Asakusa versus Shibuya, or Shibuya versus Asakusa, or something like that. And it was like Shibuya doesn't look anything now like it did back then. So there we go. Look at that. Now it is pretty dark, but as we get in there, we're going to get a bit more light. So bear with me for just a second. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I'm actually surprised this space is still open this late at night. It's a beautiful gate here that we cannot see at all. And then this area back here is actually filled with really nice lanterns, which are quite literally never lit up, and beautiful sakura. But it is super dark. So let's head back this way. Let's stick to the areas with lights. I often have to remember when I'm doing live streams that I'm not actually using the A7S3. I'm using a cell phone with a wide angle lens that doesn't particularly pick up things as well at night as the other camera does. So there we are. Okay, we're getting into an area with a little bit more light. There we are. All right, so let's loop around and take a walk, hopefully down to the park area. Also, I don't know about you, but these right here, just walking through a set of flags like this, there's something that I oddly love just about the look. So it is quite nice. And for anybody who's new to the adventure, this year I've promised that I'm going to try and do as many of these streams and whatnot as I possibly can, especially because so many of us can't be in Japan right now. So for those of you who can't be here, I will try to be one of your eyes into Japan. There are so many great options out there. So look at that. And again, we're going to try to take one of the side spaces right here. That way we can avoid the crowds just a little bit more. Look at this. Look at the light and the color. I actually did bring out the A7S3 tonight in the hopes of maybe getting a few shots, a little bit of extra B-roll afterwards. So hopefully when we're done, I'll be able to do a little bit of walking around and catch some of the Sakura here at night with a proper camera. And then, oh boy, on Sunday, we're getting on a boat on Sunday. We are gonna have a good time. I'm looking forward. Sunday's camera, okay, so Sunday's video is pretty much an entire day of seeking out some of like the most unique cherry blossom spots in all of Tokyo. And all right, so in this video, a few things. Number one, I used a tiny little camera to film almost the entire video. Like no fancy stuff. This thing was done on this itty bitty little camera and an iPhone. That's it, the whole video. And then along the way, I happened to find what is probably the craziest, almost scariest shrine I have ever found in all of Japan. This thing, heading up to this shrine, I genuinely thought that I was gonna fall and get severely hurt, fall off a mountain almost. So I am really looking forward to the upload that we're doing this Sunday. And if the upload this Sunday goes well, hopefully in the near future, we will have yet another camera giveaway. So really looking forward to that. Look at that. Never really get tired of this. Beautiful cherry blossoms. Look at that. I'm always moderately impressed by the people who pass through Ueno Park during cherry blossom season on bicycles and manage not to hit anyone or anything. So, and yes, there is still time to enter the Insta 360 giveaway. I will be announcing that winner on Sunday after the video. So, super looking forward to it. And the best part is, whoever wins the camera also gets to do a little bit of a video chat with me because I'd love to hear how they plan on using the camera. So once I announce the winner, if it's you, then we get to have a little bit of a video chat. We get to hang out together for a bit and get to know each other. So I am looking forward to that. Woo, boy, what a beautiful night. Oh. Look at this. So what we're gonna do is we are going to, you know what? There's a bunch of cherry blossoms up there. Let's go back this way and check them out. I don't wanna head right down to the pond and miss out on those. So let's go take a peek. Yes, it is currently 10 after 10 p.m. here in Japan. Right now, we are in Ueno Park, and amazingly, this is the least full I have ever seen the garbage bins, the rubbish bins, whatever you want to call them, during Hanami season. Usually they are overflowing and there's garbage absolutely everywhere. Now, if you're wondering, if you're planning on coming out to Japan sometime and you're like, oh, I wonder the best way to get good photos of the cherry blossoms. I think I've done an entire piece a few years back on A, a couple secret cherry blossom spots, and B, some fun techniques to really get good and unique shots of cherry blossoms. One of my favorites is actually taking your phone, putting it sideways, and doing a panorama going up. You get amazing shots when you do a panorama from the base of the tree up. Oh, wow. Helixal illustrations in here again. It is lunchtime in Ireland, so I gotta hop off, but grab a donut or something from me. Thank you so much for the donut. I will literally do exactly that. I will Uber Eats myself a donut tomorrow. There we go. Look at that. See, and when you get out of the main area, it gets a lot less crowded as well. So, oh. Look at that. You can see the moon up there as well. Wow, that is looking really nice. Look at that. Look at that. Sorry, I hit the button. My bad, entirely my bad. There we go. Really enjoying the cherry blossoms with the moon there. And Sammy P46 in there with one of those cute little stickers. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. And then that temple area that we saw from down below is actually right here. Now, this is really nice, especially when it's not incredibly dark. But we're gonna zip through so we can take a peek. Oh, looks like it's lit up all the way through. That's nice. Yay. Oh, and May is in too. May says, I love the night view, lights, and the flowers look so pretty against the dark sky. They really do. Now, this here right now is closed, but there's a really nice vantage point up there to get a shot of the pond and just everything. Here we are. So one of my first ever super early morning walks was actually done in this area. And when we get out to the pond, there's a spot at the pond that is probably what I would say is quite possibly the best spot in Tokyo to catch the sunrise. You've got this beautiful view of the pond and the light coming over it, and the sun coming up right behind the Tokyo sky tree. And Pedro's in there, thank you. I was supposed to move to Japan last week, but my student visa got delayed to October. Ouch, I'm so sorry to hear that. These live streams are helping me stay focused. Thanks, Norm. Pedro, I am so sorry to hear that. Yeah, this has been the year for, I guess this whole past year has been the time for a lot of people's plans to be delayed, a lot of people's travels, their lives, absolutely everything. But I think we're getting to a point where, I don't want to say we're getting used to it, but we're getting closer. There's more hope in the air, at least it feels that way. I want to positively believe that. I want to positively believe that things are moving in the right direction and that we all have something to look forward to. So fingers crossed that things keep going in that direction. So we're going to head down these stairs here and head out to the pond here for one of my personal favorite cherry blossom walks in Tokyo. Little bit of secret, if it is cherry blossom season and you are looking to be like, you know what, I want to check out the cherry blossoms and have a very high probability of running into Norm in the middle of the night, this is most likely where you're going to find me out here. I definitely come out here 2 to 3 times a week. I was actually out here last night just to check out the cherry blossoms in this area, and it is forever one of my favorites. And now we're gonna wait at the light because there's too many people for us to do jaywalking. And remember, we covered this before, it is not fully jaywalking until you cross all the way to the other side, but there are cars coming and I'd rather not get squished. The Inari shrine that I showed you actually has a little pathway down here that also comes down and leads out to this space here. You can come down that walkway that comes out right there, and then you can come out this way. And sweet Archangel, excuses, yes. They're not even very good excuses either, to be honest. They're quite terrible excuses. So, all right, we are gonna start right here with this cherry blossom tree. Get a peek because it's a little less crowded and it looks like we can get a touch closer. When I say touch closer, remember, we don't touch. Unfortunately, usually during cherry blossom season, this entire area here is all yatai, street food vendors is the word I'm looking for. And it's all lit up, it's beautiful, they light up all the cherry blossoms, but this year they want to encourage a little bit less of that, and so there are no vendors. There we go. So if you take a look at these here, these cherry blossoms are probably still about a day or two from completely opening. Like they could still, I thought for sure with today being a beautiful, bright and sunny day, that they would all open up within the day. But who knows? This could last until Monday even. So let's head over this way. And there we go. And so I just saw a comment in here that said like so many people, and well, yeah, it is Tokyo, so there are quite a few people, but this is actually unbelievable. This is an unbelievably small few amount of people for cherry blossom season. Again, just like the area up there, usually you can't even walk through this area without it getting too crowded. So, and up here, there's a beautiful temple, and there's basically cherry blossoms surrounding on all sides. Now, if you get a night that's like this, and it's not too windy, and you want to set up your camera on a tripod and go for 2 to 3 second exposures, you can get some really nice cherry blossom photos at night using long exposure techniques. But if it's really windy, it's gonna really move the branches and blur the cherry blossoms. So I did a Tokyo night walk in this area on the channel maybe about a month or so ago, and this area here was one of the areas that I promised you guys when the cherry blossoms hit that we would come back and take a walk through. So let's head more over to the pond where it gets nicer and nicer. Just really love this walk. Almost completely walked up that ramp, then would have had to just jump down. Now this area over here, again, there's a little seating area over there. It's kind of dark, so you can't see it all that well. Usually it's impossibly crowded. There's typically vendors all around here. So many food vendors. Again, it feels a little weird. I would definitely say that this is my first time in all my years in Japan to not see all the food vendors out and to see it this quiet. But again, understandable. And last year I didn't really go out and do any cherry blossom stuff at all. Just kind of skipped last year altogether. And there we are. There's a boat rental place there as well. I keep thinking that this is a star. It's not. It's just a lens flare. I'm like, oh wow, I can see the stars. No, I can't. There we go. So there we go. We'll be able to walk around the entire pond here. Let's start by going this way. This little pathway here is where you are most likely to find me during cherry blossom season. This path is my favorite walk. It is home to some of my favorite places to just sit and enjoy the view. So we're gonna take it nice and slow here and enjoy what is quite possibly, to me anyway, the nicest cherry blossom spot in Tokyo. So for those of you who have been to Japan, jump into the comments and let me know what is your favorite cherry blossom spot in Tokyo, and add a little why. Let's get to know each other a little bit. I will read some of them out as we walk along. Oh, just love that. Look at that. Look at that. And William just jumped in. Thank you so much, William. what would you consider the most beautiful place in Japan for cherry blossom viewing? Okay, this is a very, very tough choice. Mostly because I would say 90% plus of all cherry blossom viewing that I have done has been right here in Tokyo. Now, obviously in Tokyo, we've covered that I love this spot, but if you can go out to any of the valleys in the area of Shikoku, there are entire valleys that are just filled with cherry blossom trees, and it's some of the most beautiful scenes you could, just entire mountainsides just filled with cherry blossoms. If you're looking for a really high impact cherry blossom area, I highly recommend you just to type in Japan Valley cherry blossoms and then just head towards any of those spots. That would probably be my biggest recommendation, because you're going to have the greatest variety of spaces to go to and some of the nicest views. You can stand along any part of the valley and get an incredible view of the cherry blossoms. Oh, there's just something nice about the trains that go along those as well. Because a lot of the trains, like if the valley has the mountains coming here and here, the trains will run alongside, so you can look out the window and just see the cherry blossoms flowing through the valley, and it is so spectacular. I don't know why I've never done it. Probably because a small part of me is like, I don't want to miss the timing of being in Tokyo for the cherry blossoms. I don't want to get out there and have the timing all wrong and then miss it. So the cherry blossoms are a fickle thing. If you don't know, they only open up for about a week max. They're at peak for about 2 to 3 days, and more often than not, right as they hit peak, the wind and the rain hits. So they're almost at peak now, which means this weekend is probably going to be rain, because they just absolutely love doing that. Look at this spot here. Look at this. Look at this. This right here, this is why I bring the wide lens for this. Look at that. And if I had to choose between the fall season and the Sakura season, I would 100% choose the Sakura or cherry blossom season. Like, hands down, no competition, no doubt whatsoever. Cherry blossom season is my favorite in Japan. Sakura don't even really bloom for 2 to 3 weeks. They bloom properly for 2 to 3 days if they don't get destroyed by wind. They last roughly about a week, but to have it all filled in and fully consistent, it is very, very short. It's a matter of days. But I said in the last live stream, if you weren't a part of it, that if you're trying to decide when to come, I always recommend coming a week to 2 weeks early, because there's a different type of sakura trees that bloom early, and most cherry blossoms are usually earlier than the forecast anyway. Actually, that's a really, really good one here. So Josie in the comment section just said, pro tip, if you're visiting Japan during Golden Week, to Sapporo. So that's another thing. If you're coming to Tokyo and you end up missing the cherry blossoms by just like a week or something like that, heading up north is a really good way to catch them. I actually love that tip, because my very first trip to Japan, I got here too late to catch the cherry blossoms, and I wanted to see them more than anything. And so I headed up north, and I went to Sapporo on like my 3rd day in Japan for the sole purpose of catching the cherry blossoms. Oh. And you know, I still can never pronounce this right. I'm so sorry. One of my new favorite little Twitch streamers, hello. I'm gonna try and read it. Zira Ellis, I hope I got it right. Finally catching a stream after months of crazy schedules. Yeah, so the last time we actually got to see each other was when we went out and did that video with Kiki. And we went to Douai Station and all of that. So great to have you in here. Glad to see you are still the person to ask for Sakura spot ideas. Gotta check these out. Absolutely. Yozakura is a mystical beauty. I love that. I absolutely love it. Ah. Oof. And that lovely wind sound is picking up. I'm actually surprised it's not windier. Cycling out here, it was quite windy tonight. And I had my concerns. I was like, oh no, this is going to be the single windiest live stream ever. Also, for anybody who's just joining the stream now, give that like button some love. Let's see if we cannot get the number of viewers close to a number of likes close to the number of viewers. And it was so funny because I previously talked about how I love to gamify all the numbers. Like when I'm driving a Prius, every single time it's a competition with myself to try and get the fuel efficiency score better and better and better. And the comment section was so divided. I mean, there were people like, yes, I gamify it exactly the same way. And there were other people who were like, no, that's crazy. Why would you gamify the score? Which side do you fall on? Do you gamify your car score? Look at that. Or do you not? There we go. It's absolutely nobody here. And again, the light up isn't exactly spectacular this year, but it always looks nice over the water. Go for a swim. No. I do that with my Prius as well. Yes. Norm, are you one of those guys who can ride a bike without holding the handles? It depends on the bike. I actually have a couple bicycles in Tokyo, and there's two of them that I can ride the bike with no handles, no problem. And then there's one of them that I absolutely positively cannot. So again, if you haven't done so yet, give the like button some love. If you want to share this somewhere, let's see if we can't just enjoy a nice long night of walking through the Sakura. Every now and then, the YouTube app will kick me out or crash the stream, and I never know when it's going to happen. So it becomes this weirdly nerve-wracking thing. Realistically, it's only happened to me about 3 times. The last time was like a couple days ago, but the last time before that, I thought they fixed the issue, because the last time before that was a stream that I did during Sanja Matsuri, like well over a year ago. And I think this is our last Sakura tree until we loop around. So we are gonna go down this way. The city lights at night is just something else that I never tire of. Let us hope that that doesn't happen. And how come you don't stream more on the other platform, the purple platform? I used to stream on the purple platform, once a week-ish? Most of those are indoor, just kind of hang out, have a drink, and relax kind of streams. And then I slowly started realizing I need more sleep, because all of those streams were happening incredibly late. And light pollution in Tokyo is always bad. It's not as bad as you think, actually. I think for a city this size, I'm actually pretty impressed. The last time that I came out here, if you come out here late enough, you can actually, nope, gimbal, don't die on me. If you come out here late enough, you can actually see some, there we go. Did I get it? No, I think I killed the gimbal. There we go. Yay. Right now, you can't see it on this because, well, it's a phone, but I can actually see stars here. So I can count at least 10, 15 stars in the sky right now. And the later it gets, if you come out here at like 1 o'clock and whatnot, it still looks to the eye like the light pollution is pretty bad. Like, you're not going to look up and see the Milky Way, but you can actually see quite a few stars when you get into a wide open area like this. So, all right, guys, so a little bit of an announcement. There is something that I have been really getting into lately, and I'm wondering if there's anybody else who's getting into it. I have slowly started to slide my way into the interest of Oh, we got a super chat. I'm gonna pause it. I miss your live streams at festivals. I just miss festivals. There are so many things about like normal life that I think all of us wish. And it's hard to say like, oh, I miss this, because everybody misses something. Everyone's going through something difficult. Some people really hard stuff. But is there anybody else who just misses the feeling of going to a movie theater, sitting down, having popcorn and a drink, and just watching a movie on the big screen? I actually went out and I bought a projector, like a fairly decent quality projector, and just emptied out one of my walls. So an entire wall of my living room, like almost floor to ceiling, serves as a projector wall now. And I just sit back and watch movies about twice a month in giant screen. I set up speakers and everything. I have these like popcorn buckets, and I microwave some popcorn, and I just miss it so much. So if you have the space in your place for a projector, and you've got enough like space to put it and project it to make it large enough, there are a lot of affordable options out there now for projectors on Amazon. I think I found some fairly decent like 1080p projectors, no crazy 8K stuff. Some pretty decent 1080p projectors for like $60, $70, which would have been absolutely unheard of in the past. But so this here is an example of one of the Sakura trees that would have bloomed probably about 2-3 weeks ago and finished up really early. See, they've all come off. And if I get the right angle in there, can we get the moon? There we go. Look at that. I miss going beyond 5 kilometers. Yeah, there's just so many little things, but for some reason, oddly enough, the one that keeps coming back to me is just how much I miss going to movie theaters. You know what? I'm gonna open it up in the chat right now. If there is something that you miss, do not be afraid to drop it in there, no matter how positive, no matter how negative, no matter how small, how big. Let's see if we can't forge a few new friendships in the comment section between people who miss the same stuff. What do you miss the most? What are you looking forward to the most is, I think, the thing that, the way I want to phrase it. What is the thing that you look forward to the most? I miss my family. That is the one that just popped up on screen for me almost right away. And it is so relatable. I find it almost ridiculous that I'm walking here talking about missing movie theaters and everything like that, when I have a sister who's about to go through one of the biggest moments in her entire life. And I don't even know if I'll be able to be there. Okay, can't talk about that. Let's just keep walking. There's nice Sakura over here. All right. So, yeah, miss traveling, miss all that, miss going to coffee shops, cinemas. May the Mediator is calling me out saying, you got distracted. You were announcing lately that you've been getting into something. Yeah, I sidebarred and I never came back, did I? Okay, so I lately have been getting really into FPV drone flying. And if you know, DJI came out with their DJI FPV drone. I decided not to go that route. I have a friend in Canada who builds, maintains, and does all the stuff with his own FPV drones, and I've just been avoiding getting into it for the past year or so. So if there's anybody else in the comments section who's into FPV drones, yeah, like VR drone flying, you put on a headset and you just fly around. It is quite amazing. It actually gives you the feeling of flying. And wow, look at these. These ones are really nice. A little bit of a Genki area. So. And yeah, DJI just came out with their own FPV drone. Not a big fan of the idea or the concept of it or even the size of it. So I've decided to, not even for YouTube either. It's not even going to be for YouTube. Like, I may eventually put up a video or two on it. I have no idea. But it has been so long since I just did something as like a hobby for myself that I've decided, you know what? I want to get into FPV drone flying, learn all about it, learn how to fix up my own drones, learn about all the frequencies and everything, and experience what it feels like to put on a pair of goggles and feel like I'm flying. So and someone just asked why I don't like Tokyo Disneyland. Every now and then it comes up in the comments, someone asking, hey Norm, you should take us to Tokyo Disneyland. And I'm like, yeah, I probably won't be doing that. For me, I went to Disney in Florida for the very first time when I was about 4 years old. And for me, Disney is a little bit different in Japan. I don't know how to put it. Disney is something that like adults and young adults do and is very, I don't know how to put it. Yeah, so look at that. So I probably won't be doing much Disneyland stuff. I may visit eventually. I've been to Disney Sea, which is, yeah, somebody, there we go. Someone just said, I hear that Disney Sea is far superior. You can actually drink beer and whatnot at Disney Sea, or at least you could when I was there. I wouldn't say that it's gimmicky. It's just, for me, Disneyland was like the thing that I did with my mom when I was 4 years old. And so going with like a bunch of adult friends and hanging out there. But mind you, I listened to a podcast the other day about these like Disneyland bikers, and they dress up all in different biker gear, and they're all from different groups and whatnot. And they go to Disney like all across the US and what. I had no idea. It's a whole subculture I knew nothing about. We're gonna head back this way towards the city and the Sakura. How about that new Nintendo park in Osaka? I was just on the phone with a very good friend today who shared some incredible news with me. Mate, if you're watching this, congratulations and I love you. Oh, I couldn't be happier for you. And he was saying that we at some point are going to need to make our way, because it's me. I gotta go to the Super Mario theme park. Absolutely. No doubt whatsoever. Again, if you're just joining the live stream right now, I would love it, absolutely love it if you give that like button some love. Let's see if we can't get the number of viewers and the number of likes to match or even surpass. And wow, Margarita G jumping in with a beautiful, huge $20 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for a good morning start from LA. Enjoy some dinner and drinks. Will you be behind the scenes on Journey Across Japan 3? I don't know how much Chris has announced. I don't know how much I can say. All I can say is that if you enjoyed Journey Across Japan 1 and 2, ooh, boy, are you in for some surprises and excitement. Probably some of the best content that has ever been produced on, if there is a Journey Across Japan 3, I don't know. I can't say it. But I can say anything. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, moving on. There was another super chat in there as well. Chan dropped in a super chat and said, I started with RC helicopters, then into quads, and now I fly Paramounts, which is paraglider wing and motor strapped to my back. What? That is amazing. Simplest form of human-powered flight. Would you fly tandem with me? Absolutely, yes, I would. That's not even a question. Look at this. These guys are just hanging on, these last couple right there. Oh, that is amazing. So something I don't talk about very often in the content, like if you're part of the Patreon crew, you've definitely heard it in our secret Patreon podcast and me in the Discord and everything, but I absolutely have always wanted to get my pilot's license, and not fixed wing like an airplane. Since I was young, I have wanted to get my helicopter pilots more than anything. The freedom of being able to go up, down, side to side, back, forward, all of that. I absolutely love that. And so I've actually thought long and hard about the idea of getting my pilot's license here in Japan. You see, they still do a vast majority of the pilot training in English. So I thought if I could ever open up enough time in my life and schedule that the only thing is, there's one major thing holding me back from getting my pilot's license here in Japan, really anywhere in the world, and it's that the basic helicopter license to be able to fly on your own is about $50,000. That's quite a bit. Now, even if I were just to go with a super simple helicopter, even purchasing a helicopter, it has a limited lifespan. So it's not something that you purchase and then you have forever. It's a thing that you purchase and then it kind of counts down times. You have a budget on how many hours you can fly it each year, and eventually that budget runs to zero and your helicopter's gone. So I do think that if I ever get to a point in my life where I have the time, it would be something I'd like to pursue, just because the feeling of being inside of a helicopter is always something I've loved. If you've never had the chance to be inside of a helicopter and you're not afraid of heights and flying, I highly recommend it. Oh, look at it. Do like Snoopy and pretend, much cheaper. I spent a great deal of my later high school years and my early university years decking out my computer to have really high-end simulators so that I'd be able to experience flight. And that's one of the things that's gotten me into the FPV drone flying now, is that I can set up a simulator and I can set up the goggles and I can practice right there in my office. And then when I find a nice location that's open and safe, the other thing you have to keep in mind is you need a spotter. So you need someone who can keep line of sight with the drone as well. Having a helicopter license also avoids a lot of health insurance. Did not know that. Had no idea. Very interesting. Let's head back up into the core of the park here. Oh, getting very close to jaywalking. This is what I love. I love these sleeper cars in Japan, because you know this guy's fast. I miss my car all the time. This actually looks a lot steeper on here than it is. Whew. Norm, have you ever thought of trying film photography? I actually tried film photography for a while. It was fun, but it really wasn't up my alley. I love jumping into Lightroom and being able to touch up my photos. And I love having the freedom to, there's something nice about being restricted and having less choices and less shots. But for me, I like being able to get most of the shots wrong and find that one shot that I really like. Whew. It's actually really quieted down, like a surprising amount. Look at that. And again, you can see the arrows on the ground. And let's take a look up because the moon is still there. Look at that. let's head this way. So last time we walked over on the side. This time, just to get the full experience, we're gonna walk right down the middle so you guys can experience it. Look how much it's cleared out. It is only, okay, it's almost 11 p.m. here in Tokyo. It's much later than I thought. After this, I'm going to shoot one more scene for the video that I'm putting up this Sunday. So I brought all the camera gear with me. I love this out here. One more time, we're getting real close to that number of likes being at the number of viewers. So if you are new, give the like button some love. Let's have a little fun. Let's gamify it. I see cherry blossoms every day in spring, but I think cherry blossoms are special to me when I see cherry blossoms on YouTube. I like that mentality. I really like that. And when you get into like the core area here, there's just so much. Like, can I punch in? There's just so much cherry blossom there. This is a good spot to shoot with a really long lens. Like if you can get this in the middle of the night and you get like a 200, 400 millimeter lens and really punch into this area from far back and have someone standing there, you can get some absolutely beautiful shots, especially if you get it from a little bit lower and looking up. Then you can get some really nice shots, some portraits with them in the background. It is one of the best techniques for getting those soft looking cherry blossoms in the background in a really nice portrait-esque format is the word we're gonna go with, because format's a good word. And wow, you guys really spiked the likes on that. Thank you guys so much. Yay, we did it. I like how chill Norm's live chats are. Yeah, it's a chill time for us just to hang out. The atmosphere out here tonight has gotten really chill too. Earlier on in the evening, it was really lively and crazy, but things have calmed down quite a bit now. The streets have emptied out. I don't think I've ever seen Ueno Park this empty ever during cherry blossom season. Like, I have come out here some years at 3 o'clock in the morning at the hopes of having the park to myself. And while the pond back there where we just were is quite quiet, this is always busy. I absolutely, I might, if you guys don't mind terribly, I just want to kind of keep it pointed up like this so we can look at the blanket of cherry blossoms above us. Let me know if this is too disorienting on your screen. I like it. Any tips for a beginner photographer? Yeah, actually, I did an entire video recently on how to get started. You can check it all out in there. Okay, glad that it's not too disorienting for you guys. Yeah, see this one here, this one's already fully bloomed. They're starting to come off a bit. The green's starting to show through. The majority of Ueno Park is gonna look like this, just fully green. Probably by, I'd say, Wednesday of next week, it'll most likely all be gone. And just a quick shout out to the amazing moderator group who has been so helpful in moderating and taking care of these live streams so that I can just focus on walking and chatting and enjoying the beautiful, you know what I really want to do? I'm sorry, I'm so distracted today. I really miss, so there's, I'd say the last time I did it was about 3 years ago. During this season, I love going out to the river near Asakusa and playing the Tsugara Shamisen by the river under the Sakura. To a certain degree, it feels and sounds, it feels about as cliche as it sounds. There we go. It feels about as cliche as it sounds, but there's just something wonderful about the experience of sitting under the cherry blossoms and playing the Tsugaru Shamisen. So, plus you tend to gather quite a crowd, and cherry blossom season and festival season used to be two of my biggest seasons to make money playing shamisen, because while live performances do quite well, sitting down in the park underneath the cherry blossoms in Asakusa and playing for about an hour could yield me as much as what my full-time job used to yield me in a month. People walking around having their drinks. Some people would just literally put like full cans of beer, unopened cans of beer in front of my shamisen case, and other people will just drop in like $100 bills and be like, thank you so much for the music. It was absolutely incredible. I made so many friends when I used to do street performances with shamisen. I just miss playing and performing shamisen as well. So there's a question in here that says, if someone hasn't played an instrument before, would you recommend them playing shamisen? I would say it's not impossible, but you'll want to start with like not a serious shamisen. You'll want to start with one that takes a lot less care, because a real serious shamisen has quite a bit of maintenance cost and care that you have to put into it. I will link it in the description later on. If the moderators could actually drop the links to the shamisen lessons for the next 5 days, there's going to be early bird pricing on online shamisen lessons that the girls that I work with, Kiki, are teaching shamisen online, and they've just started. They're about to start putting up songs and playing techniques and everything. And from April 1st, the early bird pricing will disappear, and they've even prepared like a $300 beginner shamisen set that you can use to practice and learn shamisen. And yeah, I'm walking on the wrong side. We're gonna jaywalk over this. There we go. That you can use to start learning and practicing shamisen, rather than starting with like a $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, I guess $400, $500, $600, $700 to $1,000 shamisen that you would usually start with. My first shamisen was quite an expense. Mind you, it lasted me over half a decade, and all I've got to really do is sand down the neck of it, but I've upgraded to a much nicer one. But yeah, so if you're actually interested in learning the shamisen or just getting a taste of it, the early bird pricing is up until the end of the month on the Learn Shamisen stuff there. So thank you to the moderators for sharing that. I hope that answers the question to anybody. And the other thing is, I hope Kiki doesn't mind. Anybody who joins under the early bird pricing is going to have access to like big discounts and stuff when it comes to in-person lessons and video lessons, like through video calls and stuff. And when Kiki does events here in Japan when life starts to slowly return to normal. So I love those cherry blossoms though. Will you do this again tomorrow night? No. Tomorrow night, I've got to wrap up the edit for Sunday night's video. Got the security crew here hanging out with their lightsabers. So. Yeah, I think anybody who's like stopped and set up. So usually people would have sheets set up here. But right now, as you can see, they have things saying like, please don't set up a sheet, don't hang out here, keep moving. So will you do a cherry blossoms video during the day? You are going to get your fill of cherry blossoms in this Sunday's video that is coming out. I am so excited. And to one member of the notification squad, I'm going to be giving away something special. So if you get to the video early, I usually release them somewhere between 11:30 p.m. and midnight Japan time. Look at that. And for anybody joining in right now, we are walking through Ueno Park, which is surprisingly empty. It looks beautiful tonight. Don't forget to give that like button some love. Okay guys, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put this up to a vote. We can continue walking around and checking out cherry blossoms here, or we can hit up some of the Ueno back streets, moving into the next section of our live stream. Vote in the comments section below. Moderator squad, try to keep a very rough tally for me and let me know if we are gonna be doing back streets or more cherry blossoms. What would you guys like to see? Let me know. Wow, that is overwhelming. I don't want to say unanimous, but that is as close to unanimous as it gets. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, then give that like button a little bit of extra love because we are heading into the back streets now. Some of my favorite back streets in all of Tokyo are right here in Ueno near Ameyoko. So that is what we're doing. Oh, look at that. Yep, back streets. Back streets just that took over. That wasn't even a discussion. There was no competition there whatsoever. I just really like the shape of this tree and how it looks. And all we got to do is cross our fingers and hope that the live stream doesn't crash before we get there. This is where the tension builds up. This is where the true excitement is. Are we gonna make it? Is the live stream gonna crash? It's been over 60 minutes. It could crash at any minute. Who knows how it's gonna play out? Fingers crossed indeed. There's a couple rooftops in the back streets of the Ueno and Ameyoko area that I absolutely adore, but the area's been so full of construction lately that they're getting darn near impossible to get to, which means I need to do more exploring and find more rooftops. Ah. Did your stream crash last time? Yeah, it did. Terribly. And I was riding the bike too, so I got really worried that people were gonna think that something went terribly wrong. So. And wow, I'm gonna jump in here and say David Lee just jumped in with a super chat just to say Backstreets. Even though Backstreets had already won, that is some champion stuff right there. Thank you very much. Also, for what are we looking at? Today's the 26th. I would say for the next 5 days, if you have ever wanted to grab some Explore Always TOKYOLENS gear, whether it be a cup or a sweater or something like that, right now I'm giving 20% off to everybody who's over on Patreon, which means if you want to come and hang out on Patreon for a month and grab yourself a sweater, that means your Patreon membership for the month is basically free. So this is an official invite to anybody who wants to get 20% off on merch and get to hang out with the amazing community of people we have. The weekly secret live streams, the Discord, it's all right there. We are heading into the back streets right now. You can see them, like I can see the lights of the city off in the distance, and I'm already excited. Hey, Florian. So, yeah, just this is actually a question that's come up quite a bit if I've ever done geocaching. So, I was actually working on a project. There's a whole bunch of stuff that got tossed to the side as soon as the world flipped itself upside down. And one of the things that I was working on was a set of stickers that were hidden all throughout Tokyo and in different locations in Japan, that if you could collect the locations of the stickers, I would send you something. And the whole project just fell apart. Wow. Apparently that guy is really funny, like all kinds of funny. Could be the alcohol. But yeah, the entire project just fell apart, and I wanted to like legit put the stickers in like okay spaces. I didn't want to like graffiti it all over the city. So it was gonna be like the ultimate, like just randomly get prizes from TOKYOLENS for doing nothing other than traveling Tokyo. Like that's it. All you would have had to do is travel Tokyo, find stickers, and get prizes. That is it. Like, this one's all done too. And actually, yeah, one of the other things that I was really hoping to do was a TOKYOLENS video Easter egg hunt. I had hidden a ton of Easter eggs all throughout my videos. And then what I was gonna do is do this whole video Easter egg hunt and connect it to Instagram and Twitter. Again, all of these things are still entirely possible for the future. It's just they're not happening now. And here we go into the back streets of Ueno. Yeah, actually, Joanna, you were with me when I hid some of the Easter eggs in Douai Station. About a week or two after I did a video in Douai Station, a bunch of guys messaged me and they're like, hey, we just went out to Douai Station and we found all this this free TOKYOLENS merch. Can we keep this? And I was like, yes, absolutely you can. So I had hid some TOKYOLENS merch in different spots in Douai Station for anybody who went to get there. Nothing big, like really tiny stuff. But I had hid some merch there, stickers and pins and all that stuff. And yeah. Douai Station actually has TOKYOLENS stickers in so many different spots. So if you ever get there, you know what to look for. All right, here we are in the Ameyoko market. Quite possibly my favorite back streets of Tokyo. And a little known fact, you may have seen it in one of my videos, this space up here, you can actually go up there. There's a staircase that at this time of night is usually locked, but you can definitely go up there. Oh, he literally just locked the gate. He literally just locked the gate. That is the gate to it right there. During the daytime, you can go in from there. It's open and you can check it out. These kebab guys always have all the most energy in the world trying to get you to have kebabs. It's a good time. They're shutting us down. Our lights, they're turning them off. This is probably one of the things I miss the most about actually living in this area, is just walking around, enjoying the cherry blossoms at night, followed by a walk through Ameyoko. Like if I was here, living here, and the world was totally normal right now, this is exactly what we'd be doing. At this time of night, probably up until about 1 in the morning, I would just be enjoying the back streets of the area, enjoying the cherry blossoms. Do you ever make your own food at home? Yeah, I love cooking. And there's a cat. Bye, cat. Again, it is so weird to see the area of Ameyoko this quiet on a Friday night. I haven't been out in forever. And there is a super chat there from Chan. Hello, Chan, and thank you. I have dropped you a message on Instagram. If you want to know about paramotoring, hit me up. Oh, you best bet you're going to be hearing from me. I'm very excited about the idea of being a human just flying around in the sky. So, may never come back, but we're doing it. Okay, before I continue going down this street, I'll give you guys 3 guesses at what is down this street. Is one of my favorite spots in Tokyo. Who recognizes it? Who knows where we are? Drop it in the comments. Let's have some fun. Also, look at that train. And that guy's got some swagger in his walk. Yes, everybody knows. Oh, I'm so happy. Yes, this area out here is my favorite snack shop in all of Tokyo. There is quite literally a supermarket hidden behind these gates on both sides, and sandwiched right in between them, if you are new to this entire experience, is this temple up here, which has a beautiful view of the train lines. The snack shop actually goes underneath and below, and then you can go up there, you can watch trains going by, and then if you go in here on the other side, it's a continuation of this shop, and you go up to the 2nd floor, and that's where you can get all the dagashi in the world. A great spot to get dagashi and penny candies, as well as, oh cool, you know what guys, we're going for it, we're just going in. There's no gates, there's nothing saying not to go in, we're going in. Okay, so that one's just gated right there. So if we go up to this, and what have we got here? We've got shop fronts, and then you just feel, I really hope they don't gate me in while I'm in here. You know what, we're gonna go back. Like if I got stuck in here, this would be the rest of our, stream right here. Did the connection cut out? I gotta know what's going on down this way. I gotta know. Let me know how the connection is doing. It's windy in here too. Okay. Okay. All right. That one's gated, so we're not going in there. Well, it's literally double gated. Another what? You got locked in before? I got accidentally locked in a rooftop once. I went up a set of stairs that there was no gate, and apparently the gate slides, and they like slid it out from the wall and locked it. And I got locked in there, and I had to like call for help. And the security guy takes one look at me, and he goes, "Photo?" And I was like, "Yeah, photo." And he's like, okay. And he like unlocks the gate and let me out. It was a good time. So, can we see me? Hi guys. Is that better? There we go. Hi. There we are. All right, we'll go back this way just because I like it. Also, Pikachu vending machine. So, Pikachu vending machine is a thing. Pikachu props. The disappointing thing is there's no actual Pikachu in the Pikachu vending machine. Okay, guys, which one is your favorite? I'm having a hard time choosing. All these little running Pikachus off to the side, they have my heart. But this guy's doing a handstand, so I like handstand Steve. And this guy, he's just happy for absolutely no reason. He's just like, yay! That was my Pikachu voice, and it wasn't great, but we're getting closer. I've been practicing for months now. But I like these little, I don't know, handstand, running, yay guy. What do you guys think? Which is your favorite Pikachu? Yeah, there's just something like, look at that little Pika butt. That tiny little Pikachu butt there. Oh. And look at this here. Wow. And this apparently is a tonkatsu shop. All right. Coming back through here, because that just worked out. Strafing around the corner because now we're a real life video game. There's no Pikachus in this one either. The other day I wanted to drink so badly, and you can usually press it and then hold your phone to this and do the, oh wow, those are buttons? You can select the, how have I never known? How have I never known this? I've always just beep and put my phone there and gotten my drink, but you can push button. Oh, whoa. And some of these vending machines will have little like counters here, and it's like a little lottery. And if you get like 77777, like I guess 4 of the same number, you get a free drink. So still like that area. I'm hearing gates. This is me speeding up. See, there is a gate here. There is a gate here, so they could have closed me in. It was a definite possibility, so I'm glad I got out of there. Whew. There we go. Oh. So a lot of these here end up being fish shops. And then we got more, look at the colors though. A lot of people are like, how much do you edit your Tokyo photos to get those colors? And honestly, depending on the area, not a lot. Like, as you can see, that literally just looks like a photo off of my Instagram. It's just right there. So, all right, let's walk down this one. And right now it is 11:14 p.m. here in Ueno. We're doing okay on the live stream so far. Knock on wood somewhere that hasn't died out on us yet. If you don't know this, Ueno has a lot of shoe stores. Like if you've ever wanted to get shoes, super cheap, Ueno might be your place to get super cheap shoes. No, Ueno isn't as famously clean. Well, like you're in the back streets, and it's on a garbage night as well. So the garbage trucks are going to be coming out to pick up all of this. It'll look a lot less dirty when there's less garbage. And you got to keep in mind, garbage night on a Friday night, you're going to be having a lot of inebriated individuals kicking around garbage cans and just throwing stuff on the street because they're like, I already see our garbage. There it goes. So it's usually not that bad. On the plus side, it's not Ikebukuro, which used to be my favorite area of Tokyo, but has a very distinct smell to it. I like this building. Fits right in the frame, right like that. I like it. Let's walk down this way. So it's kind of funny, I've been teasing Chris about like 4K, 6K, 8K and all that, and this stream is in 720p, which is like 3/4 of a K if my math is right. It's not even 1K. It's not even a 1K stream. So, there we go. Describe the smell, please. There's really no smell here. In Ueno, it smells like nothing. But out in Ikebukuro, some areas have like a real sewer smell or sulfur smell. So, look at that. Again, see, you don't really need that much editing on your Instagram shots when the city just naturally looks like that. Chris made a video in 8K that I watched in 480, he says. It's okay. I watched it on my phone before then going onto my computer and watching it in 8K on my 4K monitor. So little does he know that it's not over yet. We're just getting started. Kite and Eric, hey. I'm watching this full screen on a 4K TV. I hope you enjoy the blur factor. Wow, what happened here? It's just full on just missing. Empty restaurants. Big pixels. It's like when I try to play my N64 on my like living room TV. I'm just like, why am I doing this? It just never looks good. But I still love it so much. To this day, the only system that I consistently have set up and actually sit down to play every now and then is my N64. This here is just my cell phone, and because my original cell phone is getting a bit too old, I decided to enlist a new cell phone for tonight's stream. Oh, don't go down there, that's our route. I want to go down that way, bro. Thank you. He must have heard me. You can actually go down this way. So, down here at the Centurion Hotel, they actually have, do they still have it? They had money exchanging machines where you could exchange currency. There we go. Money exchange. And you could just exchange. What? Okay, well, it's not like I needed it, but still. There we go. So there are actually some really nice, just about one street over and a little bit down, there are some really nice rooftops that look down into this area, and it lights up super beautifully. So yeah, see, things don't look as nice on garbage night anywhere, ever at all. He's just walking the bike through. Let's walk down this way. How's the weather? Actually, it's not that bad. Right now, we are looking at about 11 degrees Celsius at 11:20 p.m. It's not terrible. The other night when I was out streaming, it was really warm actually. It was probably like 16.7 degrees, 16.7, that's a new number. It was 16.7 degrees. It was 16 or 17 degrees that night, which was really nice. So now that someone mentioned the garbage thing, it's all I can see is that it's garbage night and there's garbage absolutely everywhere. The area that we're about to walk through can be quite noisy. So let's just let's enjoy the ambience as we go through. This is actually And this is the most lively spot of the area. I think his feet hurt. He looks like his feet hurt. Poor guy. And wow, now this area is just filled with people. Holy. Where did everyone come from? There was no one here a minute ago, and now there's everybody. What? How, where did you people come from? Where are you? The lovely jazz music in the background. Okay, here's another little secret alley through here. This feels steeper than it looks. And if I had any faith in the connection whatsoever, I would actually take us down into this area here, because Ueno has an entire underground area that leads between the different areas that's just ripe for exploration, starting right down here. Oh, did I miss something from, say, Pinecone? What did I miss? We'll make our way down this way. I think we should get there just as we can cross over. Now, if you're coming out to Ueno and you want to know which area to avoid that alley right there. That alley right there, you are going to get propositioned every 10 steps. You cannot get through that alley from one side to the other without somebody offering you something that you're probably not here for. So I learned that the hard way in my first year in Japan. I'd gotten off a train at the other end after the train had a bit of an accident and got stuck. And I got off at the other end and I walked through to head towards Ueno. And it was like every 10 steps, someone's like, hey, you want to come into our place? Hey, you want to come here? And another super chat there from Chan. Norm, karaoke. You missed the karaoke place. There's actually a lot of karaoke places. There's a huge karaoke con over here. There's like a karaoke place over here. There's more. It's a lot of karaoke and garbage. So. Time to sing. Trust me, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to hear Norm sing. We got a KFC over there. Along with some really fancy restaurants. And Craig Stewart jumping in with a super chat. Let me scroll back and said, since you and Chris are having the 4K wars, I'm gonna shoot in 4L next time. Wait, that sounds like I'm shooting in 4 liters. 4M? No good. 4N? Damn it, Chris. Thank you for that. I really appreciate it. The next step of the K-Wars is going to be the exciting grand finale where all is revealed and it all comes down. Apple Dave. I love the name, by the way. Apple Dave. Love the content. It helps me get through the workday. Apple Dave, I am genuinely so glad to have you here. Thank you. So one of the things I love that Japan has started to fix up is the bathrooms. You see, the bathrooms, especially in Ueno, used to be, see this wall here? That wasn't there. You could just see right into gentlemen standing there at the urinals, and it was never a good experience for anybody. There was a period in time where I was actually gonna make a video just called Japan's Humiliating Bathrooms, where I talked about, okay, never mind. Don't look at that. Where I talked about how the bathrooms were just openly far too visual, and let's just keep walking. So I am at a loss for words. And again, we're out here at the pond. Whoa, covering my eyes. Yeah, it seems like the appropriate thing to do. Chan back in here with, when I lived in Nagoya, my housemate had his rubbish returned to him because he didn't sort it properly. Have you experienced this? I haven't experienced that. However, in the building that I'm living in now, it's in a different area of the, it's not prefecture, it's in a different ward. It's in a different ward of Tokyo than where I used to live. And on the first day, I didn't sort it the way it's supposed to be done in my current area. I sorted it the way it was done in my old area, and I didn't think to check the sign that they put up in the garbage station. And the building manager in my building went off on me. He was so unforgiving. Then I apologized and was like, listen, I did not mean to do this. It will not happen again. I am so sorry. And ever since then, he has been the most pleasant individual. So he hasn't really been that pleasant. But yeah, it was, look at these ones. These ones are fluffy and beautiful. Look at that. Look at those. Oh. Look how incredibly fluffy they are. These are really nice. I actually wanted to set up the camera and kind of show you guys something, but Genius Norm left the camera stand, the tripod thing at home. Professional YouTuber all the way. Okay, there is a backstreet thing over here that I really want to show you guys though. So we're gonna head this way, because if you ever find yourself in the Ueno area, this is one of those hidden little secrets about the city that you absolutely have to know if you want to have like a budget, exciting Japan experience with just a little bit of flair added to it. I might have oversold that a little bit. And Sammy P46 coming in with one of those cute little stamps. Thank you so much for that. I really like those stamps. Fua Fua. Insert gift, Despicable Me. It's so fluffy. Yes, it really is. I don't tire of the pond at night, I will tell you that. You had me at budget. All right, let's go check it out then. We're gonna head this way. It's right up over here. All will be revealed momentarily. And if you're new to the stream, give that like button some love. I would absolutely love to see likes hit the 1,000 mark, preferably before we reveal the giant secret, which is not that big of a secret. As I said, I may have oversold it, but I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Give that like button some love. And we got a green light. And this is pretty much the exact backstreet area where I said you don't want to go into. So we're not going to go too deeply into there, because it's not the kind of place where people will take super kindly to someone carrying around a camera. I will tell you that right now. They probably don't want people knowing that they're there. So I'm going to turn the camera this way. And show you this place right here. Now, while this may just look like a normal bakery to you, and it may just be a normal bakery. Let's take a peek inside. There's something very special about this bakery in here. You see, this bakery here sells imperfect cakes and offcuts, like little chunks and rolls that didn't come out perfectly, for incredibly low prices, like 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents, or you can get a bag of imperfect cake, or the edges that are cut off of cakes and whatnot, or the crusts of cakes for 20, 30, 40, 50 cents, $1, $2. This is, and there's also other stuff here that costs normal prices as well, but it is spectacular. I don't want to miss that super chat from Patricia that says, "Hi Norm, thank you for brightening my afternoon with this stream. Do you get a lot of weird stares when you are walking, when you're walking in the wind?" Trying to get away from the wind. No matter where I go, it's wind. Do you get a lot of weird stares when you are walking with the camera? Actually, I guess I would have to pose that to you guys. I try not to make eye contact with people when I'm walking with the camera because it kind of invites them to look back at me, or it might make them think that I'm filming them. So you guys are the ones who are watching. I don't really look at people. What do you think? Do we get a lot of weird stares on these live streams? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. There's actually a bit of an auditorium over here if you didn't know. And there's one more super chat there that I want to catch. And I managed to hide from the wind. And Tom, back to what you said before, you should do a live stream sitting under the Sakura playing Shamisen. If I could, I definitely would. And you can't really see in there, can you? But if I do this, there we go. And you got the moon. Woo. We are 4 likes away from 1,000. Who's gonna push it over? Who's gonna push it over to 1,000 likes? $9.99. $9.99. Oh wow! It just jumped to like 1,020. So I guess all of you pushed it over. That is spectacular. So yeah, remember the street beside the cake shop. The cake shop is great. Avoid the street beside the cake shop, okay? Let's do that again. The cake shop is good. Avoid the street beside the cake shop. Unless that's what you get what's going on. Don't go to this. Wow, it's getting windy. Woo! All right. And we've hit over 100 minutes on this stream without the entire thing coming crashing down. So that's a huge plus. What's that? Yeah, I want to go back over to my favorite area. It is 11:30 right now. Woo! The nice thing about exploring Tokyo and traversing Tokyo by bicycle is you don't really need to worry about things like the last train. Oh boy, the wind coming off there is cold though. Let's head back over to that row of cherry blossoms there and enjoy the view. And Kimuraya and all that is really nice. I really like those places. It's just this particular cake shop just has stuff that is incredibly cheap. So, and in all fairness, the groups have waited until like fairly late at night to come out and localize themselves rather than gathering when all the people were out. So cake. Love the energy of everybody out here. So in the last live stream, I put up a bit of a poll and I asked people, what kind of live stream would you like to see more of? Would you like to see more daytime live streams, more nighttime live streams? Do you want more snack live streams? And a lot of people were saying, let's do all of them, obviously. There's a lot of requests for daytime live streams. And there is a particularly crazy shrine that I experienced in this Sunday's video that I think I might want to take you guys to on a live stream. But if there's a specific area of Tokyo that you want to see, let me know. Ooh, and Not Scary Steve in there, bringing up the super chat count. First time I've seen likes exceed viewers. Nice. 788 watching, 1K likes. Absolutely love these. All at once. I should just get a really big power bank and try to do like a 4 or 5 hour live stream, just walking through Tokyo, just non-stop walking through Tokyo for like 4 to 5 hours and see how the body handles. Honestly, right now I'm using the DJI Osmo OM4 gimbal, and the battery hasn't even gone down 1 notch out of 4 on this entire thing. It has just stayed strong the entire time. Is a 5 hour live stream too much? It feels like it might be too much. I want to see how far we can walk in Tokyo in like a 4 to 5 hour period and see like how long it'll take YouTube to just completely kill the app. So there we go. There's the spot. And Yvonne just jumped in with one of the stickers. Thank you so much for that. Let me share some cherry blossoms with you here. And I hope I said your name right. And again, while I do appreciate the super chats and everything, I would honestly love to hang out with you for a month over on Patreon. We got a ton of videos over there, something like 30, 40 videos over there that have never been released. We got extra podcasts, a Discord server, a secret Instagram page with live streams. And again, for this month, if you are interested in the Patreon, and if you've ever thought about getting TOKYOLENS merch, there's 20% off merch, which means your Patreon membership is basically free for the month. Look at that. Oh, I just wish it wasn't so windy. Even as a Tokyo resident, I'm jealous. Oh. Wow. Also, I've been doing this thing lately with the Patreon side of thing, where I've been enjoying sending like surprise voice messages and little videos and whatnot to people who join up on the secret Instagram, and it's been a lot of fun. So, and ooh, get away from that wind. And I think I killed the gimbal. Say Pine Cone says, sadly I had to leave. Always enjoy watching your live streams. Always enjoy having you here. Have to go back to when I have time to watch what I missed out on. Have a snack on me. Thank you so much. Woo, the wind is picking up, guys. Let's try to get back to the boat area. Not that that'll really make it less windy, but it's good to have goals. It's always good to have goals. Whew. I was actually gonna set up the camera and shoot a little bit of a video here, but with this much wind, I don't think I'm gonna be able to shoot it because I want to shoot a bit of a talking scene. Not Scary Steve says, ooh, what is the bonus for joining the do not join this tier on Patreon? A, I think that is full, and B, nothing. There's absolutely don't join. It says don't join the tier because don't join the tier. That's a tier that you shouldn't. No, absolutely not. Um, it's not. It's wildly unworth it. It's just. It's no. There we go. Look at this. Honestly, I just never get tired of it, ever, at all. Never get bored with Sakura. Look at all those boats. Oh, no, that is not the direction of the boats. Okay, there we go, turn the camera, turn the camera. There are the boats. That is the boats. Whew. I have goals, evil goals, but goals. Well played, Mary, well played. All right. All right, guys, you know what? We have done the walk. I want to say a special thank you to everybody who joined tonight's live stream. We are going to start wrapping it up right here. All the details and hidden stuff in the description box. A huge thank you to everyone who chatted, everyone who participated, everyone who has joined. An extra huge thank you to the mod squad for everything. And a reminder that if you are interested in learning Shamisen, the Kiki Shamisen lessons, the online Shamisen lessons that they're doing are early bird prices for the next little while. And also, I love saying this lately, because it's a reminder to me, call your mom. First thing Saturday morning, that's what I'm doing. So Mom, if you're watching, hi, and I love you, and I will talk to you in the morning. All right, guys, call your mom. Have a beautiful day, night, whatever it is. Thank you guys so much. And you know, I will see you again real soon.